Hey everybody, so Starfield has officially released. It is now out of the early access period, and you guys said you wanted to see a video from me. So today, I'm going to talk about the exploration, the combat, fast traveling, shipbuilding, should you rush the main story and go right to the new game plus, and just my overall thoughts of the game. There is a lot to explore as with any Bethesda title, so today I'm going to talk about my experiences, what I would give the game out of 10, and is it any good? So let's jump into it. So first and foremost, this is my first Bethesda game after Skyrim. I didn't play Fallout 4 or 76. I did follow it closely though, and I saw how much of a mess 76 was, so I was really hoping this game wouldn't be a repeat of that. Thankfully it wasn't. Now don't get me wrong, I still had Bethesda bugs, but they were few and far between. I recorded some of the funny ones, and it didn't impact me playing at all. That's a huge positive. I also found that moving the game onto an SSD allowed me to play on ultra settings, no issues, and it looked really good. Now for skills, I personally went with like a gunslinger, so I was using a pistol who could also talk his way out of anything, and I've got to say the persuade skill in this game might be one of the strongest things. You can talk your way through the whole main story, and I would highly recommend it. With that said, I like the skills that were on offer, as it allows you to create a character that fits your own personality. I also really wonder just how many lines of dialogue this game has. There would have to be over 100,000. Hell, there could even be 1 million, because there are so many people you can interact with, talk to, and a lot of them give you quests on top of that. Now this brings me to exploration, and some people might find it jarring, as when you land on a random point on a map, you can only travel for 10 minutes in one direction. I didn't mind it too much. I never found myself going all the way out of bounds. I did notice, however, that Earth was completely barren, and the only way you can actually see certain locations on the map of Earth is to find books that lead you to key landmarks still on Earth. My only other complaint was there's a lot of menus, there's a lot of fast travel, and for me on Skyrim, of course you could fast travel, but you could seamlessly walk from one point to the other. You can't do that in this game. And maybe that's because it's a full universe, not just a singular map, and I'm sure for technical limitations, that's why this was implemented. There's also a lot of loading screens on PC. That wasn't an issue for me, but I can totally see if you're on Xbox, how it would get annoying. Now this brings me to combat, and I found with the pistol gunslinger class I made, I was able to tear through almost everyone. It's very easy to level up in this game, and the combat feels good. It's nothing too amazing, it's nothing too crazy. It seems pretty standard in that regard, but again with the class I had, once I was hitting critical hits all the time, it was very easy to progress. One thing I saw people talking about on Twitter was the low carry limit. So you can only hold 135 points of equipment, and you become over encumbered, and running becomes a chore. My workaround for that was the companions I had. I would basically just treat them as a mule, and I would offload everything to my spaceship to try and get around it. Now speaking of my ship, the customization options when creating a ship in this game are truly amazing. There is so many different things you can create, and already people online are creating stuff from Halo, there's the Pelican, and I'm sure over time with mods, even crazier stuff is going to be made. So with that said, that brings me to the main story. Should you beeline the main story to New Game Plus, or should you just get lost in the universe and play all the side missions? And I'm not going to do any story spoilers, so don't worry about that. But as someone who's completed New Game Plus twice already, I would say take your time. Once you enter New Game Plus, it kind of changes. The best way I can put it is it kind of loses its soul. It's just not the same the second time around. So if you do decide to do New Game Plus, make sure you have a save before you do. I'm not going to say any more than that. Once you play the story, you will understand why. So overall, I'd rate the game probably a 7.5 to 8 out of 10. I take 2 points off because of all the fast travel, the menu, and when you go in to look at a planet, it doesn't give you an overview of the planet itself. It's just a map with locations and then a rough blue terrain. I also took points off because you can't wait out bounties, and because they never go away. If they're over a certain value, your only option is to go to jail. You can't bribe your way out of it. You can't persuade your way out of it. You pretty much can't land at any of the settled systems anymore. I had huge, massive bounties on almost every single faction, so I couldn't land anywhere. But that's where New Game Plus came in. It is a completely new game, so it wipes all of the bounties. Now, one thing I really love, and it really pays homage to all the games that have come before it, is all of the voice actors, like the Adoring Fan or the Imperial Guard. The same voice actors have been brought back, and you can instantly tell it's them. Doing things like that really makes the community happy. So Bethesda, you did a great job with that. I also really love how the game looks. There are some truly beautiful places that Bethesda has crafted for this game. I can see why it took so long to make, because it is very ambitious. The only downside to it is there is a lot of running towards objectives when you land on a planet, like say 5 to 10 minutes of absolute nothingness, no enemies to shoot, no places to interact with, and I understand that because it's an empty planet, but there is no fast way to run over there, no vehicles, no horse equivalent, and I think as DLC, Bethesda should consider adding something like that. My suggestion would be a speeder bike from Star Wars, or something similar, allowing you to cover ground very quickly so people don't have to run everywhere. Overall, there's a lot to love about Starfield. I think people are going to get lost in the universe, talking to this random person, they tell you a story, and it sets up this whole journey within the game's universe. I think people are really going to like it. I think they're really going to have fun. I know I did. I was really hoping it'd be a Skyrim in space, and it's pretty close to that. I also really love the space combat. Being able to loot and board other ships is a great touch. So if you are playing Starfield, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Are you enjoying it? What would you rate it out of 10? Let me know. I look forward to hearing what you have to say. But thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed, and I'll see you guys